Good morning, guys. My name is Ashley Culbertson, and I am Lauren Ricks, one of her 3 coaches that just went diamond last week. And I wanted to give you guys an idea from my perspective of what I did to get to diamond, as well as the other girls on our team. It is 6:30 in the morning, yes, because I have been up since 5 o'clock working my business. I get up, let the puppies out, so if you guys hear barking and crazy things jumping around, it is spring and squirrels are out, and there's nothing you can do to get in the way of a puppy that wants to meet a squirrel. So if you hear barking, I apologize, but I am sitting outside and I wanted to make this video for you guys quickly. And for my team, I have Carrie and Katie currently right now in the group, so I wanted to give them a little push from my perspective as well as the other coaches. So what I did to get to diamond, first I've started coaching November 2012, and I didn't really work the business until October last year. I tried a little bit. I am in the healthcare field, and I took a board certification that following March, so I was pretty busy studying, and I just did this more for the Turbo Fire that I started with and the shakes, and just to kind of dip my toes. So last October, Lauren did a 7-day, I think, dash to diamond type thing on her own. And I was like, yeah, right, unrealistic, but I'll do it. It at least got me in the habit of starting to message 10 people every day. Every day, no excuses. Saturday, Sunday, I was messaging literally 70 people a week. And just from doing that from October to now, I went from like 350 friends to 1,000 I have now. So I have significantly increased my network of people to be able to talk to, reconnect with, and invite. So that really is what got me started pushing initially. And the holidays were a little rough, but I started growing my team really in January this year. And since then, I have brought on 13 or 14 coaches since January. So I'm still trying to push to increase that number to 5 a month, but I am slowly getting there. But if you guys watched Lauren's video, she talked a little bit and she asked us what we felt helped get us to diamond. And she had mentioned accountability, and that was a huge aspect of it. We did Zooms twice a day. I did only once because I do work full time. So all of you coaches out there trying to push for diamond, I am one that has done it working full time. I train during this time when I started growing my team in January. I have trained for my first half marathon. I am in my 4th season of triathlon, so those of you, if you do anything like that, you know how much time that takes up. Aside from my family and friends, I was able to make it work. But the Zooms were huge, that accountability of posting our drill downs, bouncing off ideas. You know, Carrie and Michelle were always there if I had a question, like, hey, what video would you guys suggest? I'm going back and forth between this one. This person said this, how would you guys respond, or what's your take on it? Just really talking through some of those, because we all have our off days. We all listen to the training, we know how to say things, but we need to put our own little twist on it. But it's still nice to know and hear other perspectives, because there are a lot of moments like, oh yeah, duh, why would I not say it like that, or why would I not point this out? So that accountability really helped. When we started this back in April, yes, my big push was that cabana party. I was like, gosh damn it, I am going to be there. My first summit, I did not go last year because I was not that invested. So I want to be able to meet everybody, and I thought it was a really fun idea. So thank you, Andrea and Joelle. But I wanted to give you an idea real quick of how hard I personally pushed. I know Michelle, Carrie, Chrissy, Colleen, everybody pushed really hard, but I just want to give you my perspective because I had some things that were going on at the time as well. In April, my father was admitted to the hospital, very healthy man. Won't get into details, but it was something that he was admitted for one thing, and it just started spiraling. Cardiologists, infectious disease, hematologists, all these other doctors started getting involved, and my dad did not tell my sister and I that he was admitted. His girlfriend had to tell us. He just doesn't like to worry us and whatnot, blah, 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 blah. So I had to take a Friday off. My sister's a night nurse, so I still took part of the morning off. Still got on my morning Zoom. I think it was at like 10 o'clock or 11 for an hour with the girls while I was trying to pack and get things ready to go home for the weekend. And while I was there for a long weekend with my dad in the hospital, having doctors in and out, while he was resting, I logged on to the hospital. I signed the free agreement to get their free internet, and I would still message my 10 people, new people a day. I responded to my messages. Even at that point, I was trying to figure out how to reconnect with some of my free leads. And I had printed off a list of all of them and the people that had actually purchased something. And I hand wrote thank you letters. Hand wrote thank you letters in the hospital to send out to these people. There were like 20 some that had just bought since October last year, had actually purchased a program. I already sent the welcome email. I was just trying to find a way. So I hand wrote thank you letters. Now during that time I didn't get on the Zooms, but I was checking in daily with my group, posting my drill downs. But I would go home from the hospital, get home about 10 o'clock. Again, I had to travel for all of this, so I wasn't actually in my home, but my dad's home. I did a little bit more going through whatever new messages came through, responded to people for invites and coaching and challenges. I was up at the hospital by 7:30 a.m., meaning my alarm was going off at 5 o'clock in the morning, still sending out my messages. It was an exhausting couple weeks there. He's okay, but yeah, it was during our push, and there were just no excuses for me. I had it in my mind, my goal for Brett and I and our home and starting a family, and I just did not let anything get in that way. I spent the time with my dad when he was awake. We went for walks, we did all that stuff, but when he was sleeping, when I would run home to let the dog out for him, I even cleaned the house a little bit. We had to take his dog for 3 walks a day. It was something crazy like that. And I fit it all in. I fit it all in because I just found those pockets of time, and they were just focused work and no excuses. I threw them out the window. So, and I still did that. I work during my lunch hours. I'll eat quickly, and I pull up my new messages, and because for some reason at home I always just don't have time for new messages, so I spend that time going through my new messages, responding, reconnecting with people, and just really making it work. And when I focus on my work, it is that focused laser beam, nothing else gets in my way, so that way that work gets done and I put it to the side and I move on to the next thing. And that way when I get home, I spend the time with the dogs and Brett, and my training and just doing the things I love. So I just wanted to give you guys an idea. The accountability from my perspective was huge, but it also has to come from within the coach. They have to have a strong why, and us as leaders, and I'm still working this out with my coaches, not everybody has the same goals. Not everybody's going to want to push for diamond, because I started in November 2012 and I didn't start until October 2013. So just realize that, be okay with that, and that's why it is so important for us to continually build a team, to continually be adding people, because that one diamond coach will shine through amongst maybe 7 or 8 that you sign up. So not everybody you sign is going to be like that, and to realize when coaches aren't ready and back off. That was one thing Lauren never pushed me on. And it was just through seeing her and the other girls being really consistent with their work and their drill downs, that, and then my why and situation that was going on, that it made me, okay, I'm ready and this is what I want to do. So I think that is really important, as well as leaders, to really realize the ones that are ready to work the business and spend your time on that 20% of your team. Because they really will give you 80% of your business, growing your team. Sorry, the puppies. So I think that's something I continuously grow on, and for all of you that are already diamonds, I'm sure you already know that, but that was just something that I'm slowly realizing, and that's why I handpicked certain ones to start off in certain trainings. I have a couple in the Emerald group, but just really realizing which ones were ready, because me, Michelle, Carrie, Chrissy, Colleen, and my goodness, I feel like I'm missing someone. I'm so sorry. We were all ready. We were all dedicated and knew our why and what we were doing. And so Lauren, all she had to do, like she said, she just kind of sat back, held the Zooms, supported us, gave us ideas, and continued to be a leader for us. She didn't stop working her business just because she was helping us. And so that, you know, she was setting an example for us. So as soon as I turned diamond, there wasn't a day off. I just kept pushing. So that was just from my perspective. I hope that helped a little bit. For my team, I just wanted to make something as well, just for a little bit of a push for you guys. Everybody goes through different circumstances, has different things going on, but those excuses have got to go. You've got to find a way, because there are people that have had family emergencies. I know people that have been in the hospital themselves that still did stuff. So just keep plugging away and knowing your why, in your vision of what you want, and just keep going with it. If you think about, you know, when you have a full-time 9-to-5 job, a lot of times when a family member passes away, goes into the hospital and things like that, you only get certain times off, and they still expect you to take more time off or be at work and still get work done. So treat it like that. Spend the time that you need, and but keep your vision in mind. And I know that might sound a little selfish to some, but I didn't lose any time with my father. I valued that time, and he valued and appreciated the time I was up there. And I still travel every other weekend to see him until everything's done with his treatments and surgery that he needs, so it can be done. So I hope it helped, and I hope everybody has a good day, and talk to you guys in the group.